Hey guys, so welcome to another one of my movie reviews, and today we're going to be talking about No One Lives. That's right, a movie that is a horror film, ridiculous gore. Now the first thing I wanted to talk about were the kills. The kills were so good in this movie. Awesome articulation of each and every kill. Like, the kills are so creative. The storyline is very, what would you say, planned. It's very, very well executed. It's, you see one thing happening, and then it gives you something else, and then piles on like a twist on top of that, and then the story can, starts off, and you're just like, okay. Like, you get the sense that you sort of know what's going to be going on from the very beginning. You're not entirely sure until they actually show you, that little thing that brings the movie to its course of its storyline. So I'm going to leave this as basic as possible. I'm not going to give you any character names, actor names, nothing. If you want to find out any of the research, you got to do it yourself. I'll give you an IMDb link down below. But as for this review, I'm not going to be telling you hardly anything. Basically because, in the long run, I'm going to end up leaving something in there that's going to give something away, so I know that's going to happen, so I'm just going to keep it as basic as possible. I personally very much enjoyed this film. I thought that this film was very, very, very well made. Like I said before, the kills were just very enjoyable. Gory as shit, it's exactly what you want in a horror film, and it's very well thought out. Like, it's not just, okay, here is your scenario, and bam, let's get it done. This is like, okay, here's your scenario, now we're just gonna like, put it in fast forward, and then we're gonna like, add some cool stuff in amongst it all, without it being so convoluted that you just get lost. You actually follow it a lot better than you would think. It's nothing intelligent or anything like that, it's only based on the kills and its overall execution. That's what I'm praising, because it's been a long time since I've seen a movie that sort of tries to portray an old school horror movie type of film and then, brings it to today. A lot of movies miss out on these little things here and there, like the ending or the character's actual character development, if there is any. In this movie, there's next to none. There is pretty much no character development. You're given your characters, and then they stay the same throughout the whole thing, I mean, there's like little changes here and there, but it's not like an intelligent film or something that has reasonable substance to it or anything like that. It's purely there for gorehounds. This movie was made for people who love gore. So, if you love gore and you love a really well-made horror movie that just makes you sit there and you're just like, oh, that was fucking awesome! Oh, what? This is your movie, for sure. As a horror movie, I would give this movie a 7.5 out of 10. As a person who does not like horror movies and is going into this film thinking that this is, just gonna generalize it or whatever, probably a 6. It's definitely aimed towards the gore fans out there. It's definitely aimed towards the people who have that lust for seeing something much cooler than the usual from today's movies, horror movies, and it will satisfy you from start to finish. It's entertaining as shit. It's very basic, straightforward, but just the way it's executed gives it so many more notches up the scales. And that's pretty much why I've given it a 7.5. The only thing I didn't like about the movie, which brings it down by a lot, is the ending. And I won't give any of it away, but it just it's hard to really figure out why that happened. And I was just like, trying to figure out how the ending worked. Like, why it happened. Not how it worked, but just how it why did it happen? Everybody can think of their own excuses as, or explanation as to what happened, but realistically, you don't actually have an answer. You just have this, and then they've just chucked it onto a screen, and they're just like, try and figure it out. If you can figure it out, congratulations to you. If you can't, you're just gonna have that giant question mark printed on your forehead. Otherwise, I would say definitely check this movie out. If you're a horror fan, if you're not a horror fan and you just, want something to entertain you, but you do have a strong stomach, it might entertain you just for the stylized kills and stuff, that would probably entertain you a lot more than the story itself, because there pretty much is no strong story. It's a very old school horror movie plot combined with some thriller type aspects to it. Nevertheless, I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, be sure to click that like button, share it around. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and welcome to the community indeed. I hope you guys are all having a mad day, and until next time, peace! Itching to see more reviews? It's a really different sort of a movie, at least for recent times anyway. There has to be a top 10 worst list, sitting on the sidelines waiting to be ridiculed.
Beat the shit out of his own dad with a baseball bat. Full on caves his head in.